Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
What's up? Oh, sorry, technical difficulties.
Yep.
What's up, man?
What's
We're
going
here.
on, Evan? How you
What's up?
doing, man? On
What's
this
up? We're here.
Monday.
Man. Started a new job. A little bit tired, but we're here. We're here.
Absolutely.
But man, here we are with Joystick Junkies. I'm glad to be back. Dude, man. So man, we picked some bangers today.
Classics for sure.
I'm
That
gonna let you
everyone should
start,
know.
and I'm gonna let you know. I've only played one Tomb Raider game,
Is it a newer one or an older one?
newer one.
The newer ones are great. I think the newer ones
I
are
like
good.
I like the crafting system. If
I
I had
like
to
it.
if I had to have a female protagonist, which I really don't, but if
Hmm.
I had to have one, I'd pick Lara Croft.
Yeah, right.
She's very smart, intelligent,
Yep.
and the way her fighting is more sneaky and more
More
adapt.
stealthy.
Exactly. It's
Hmm.
not just her like throwing random kicks at huge henchmen.
Yeah.
And that's what I really like about it. She uses her mind over just making her a badass that knows how to do everything.
Yeah. Yeah. The old ones obviously are much different because you played on PlayStation. You know, you played Tomb Raider on PlayStation. It was much different. Like for me with Tomb Raider, especially the old ones, you'd always like jump for a ledge and miss it. And I miss it like every time. That's the most frustrating thing about the old ones. And you'd fall into a pit or you'd miss the tiger or the panther that you're trying to shoot or something like that. You
What
know,
was the one with the
with
T Rex?
like the second or third one or something like that.
I remember
No,
like
I played 1, 2, and 3, and then the new ones. Those are the ones I played.
I remember like there was a rumor like back in the day that like there was a nudity glitch in it, and I was like, "There's no
Oh yeah,
way."
that's right. Years ago, it was like that.
I
You know,
was like, "No."
because there's a lot of memes with like the old Lara Croft, but it's amazing how different the game is. It's more like back then you didn't have like you just had the directional pad when it first came out,
Oh,
you know.
I
But
hated
the
that.
thing about the Tomb Raider games are, hold on a second. Got a comment? Ah, Meiko Spence, smart. Hell, let's just say she was hot. Only reason I played the game, Angelina Jolie, Lara Croft. The movie I didn't really like. The movie I do not like. The games
All
are better.
all video game movies are bad though.
Most are like Mortal Kombat. Maybe the first one's good, but we'll talk about that later.
I think the first
Um,
one was just like, I don't think it was great because
yeah,
having Goro get beat by, oh damn it, you just gave away the second game.
that's okay.
Well, to finish him up there. But the Lara Croft man, I really think that paved the way for guys like things like Uncharted.
Oh
Um,
yeah, absolutely. It's very similar in that way. You got to climb, you got to jump for ledges, you have to stealth, you have to fight. You still have a bow in
yeah,
Uncharted. Which the cool thing about the
like
newer Tomb
Far Cry
Raiders,
also took a little bit from
yeah,
like that
yeah,
open world battling, puzzle solving.
yeah, exactly. It's very similar to that. It's like an adventure game. It's an adventure RPG shooter.
Yes.
And
Well, the
then
originals were more linear.
they were more linear, but you have to remember back in the '90s, a lot of games were
Limitations.
linear. Like you didn't have the graphic wherewithal to be so open world. Everything was kind of linear back then, but it was to an extent. But you still had to go through caves and figure out where you were and all that stuff. You know, so
I'm sorry, my dog is biting my hand under the table.
oh yeah, that's what it's like when you have a puppy. I'm like, what the heck's going on over there? Um,
He wants to
but
play and he's
the
biting
old
my
ones are
fingers.
very linear, but a lot of games were like that. Like I said, the cool thing about Tomb Raider was the puzzles, the caves. You have to like. I would just get lost a lot of the time. Like, where the heck do I go? Where do I go next? Because you really have to like think about it with those puzzles.
Yeah,
And the platforming is one of the better parts about that game. You know,
very much. I like a game with puzzles, especially not in the sense that it's a puzzle game,
yeah.
but like you have clues that you have to collect to make it easier for you.
Mhm.
One of the games I think that it wasn't. You ever play L.A. Noir? I
Of
thought
course,
like the way you
yes,
have to piece the way together investigations. I
yeah.
thought that was really ripped out of what Tomb Raider did with how they solved their puzzles. Like
Yep, you
you
have to
know,
find clues.
like very much clues that if you think you only collected two out of the five mandatory, it was a lot harder to solve the puzzle than it was in you know the same thing with with Ellie Noir. If you only had two things right in the thing, it would take you so much longer to figure out the investigation, who was guilty and who wasn't.
Yeah.
So I was like, I thought that it really has influenced the genre of open world survival
Platformers.
RPG puzzle
Yep.
games.
Yeah, platformer too. Platforming games too. It's kind of like one of the that's one of the not
What's
first ones, but go ahead.
what's the one where she like starts off in the snow and like
Oh, that is the second one where she starts up like on top of the mountain and she has to run.
it's a newer one. It's a newer one.
It's a newer one. It's the first Tomb Raider, I think.
Okay, so the first new gen one. Okay.
Yeah, like
I played that
you
one.
start on top of that mountain and you have to run. The whole
Yeah,
mountain's like collapsing behind you.
I played that one. I enjoyed it. It was
The climbing is fun in that game.
yes.
The
I
newer
thought
ones.
that and Uncharted. I thought Uncharted had a little bit better, story wise, but the gunplay was fun. The crafting was fun. I thought
Yep.
some of the things you can craft were a lot easier to craft.
Yep.
I'm really big into like crafting weapons and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, I like the bow. The best thing about the newer ones
bow,
is the
yeah.
bow. Like I probably use the bow the most, unless I can't. Like headshots with the bow. Like that's all I would do. I love doing that in the newer ones.
The biggest thing I did with the bow, I used to play Far Cry 4 and 3 all the time.
Oh, 3 is great.
And I like 4 too. I thought 4 was very good. I thought all the way up to 4. I even played Far Cry 2. I didn't play the first one. I played Far Cry 2 though also.
Mm-hmm.
When he was in Africa. And the bow, man, the bow, was so realistic in that game. Like you had to adjust for height. And I played the game so much. I became so adept to knowing what I thought I was a real bowman for a minute. Like straight, I know how like the drop of it. I know how far, what not to go, at what distance. So I would just hit like these incredible shots. And Tomb Raider took after that because I felt like even though it's a third person game, there's still a drop to the bow.
Yep.
And the bullet recognition, and that's a big thing for me in video games. If you have a gun or a shooting game, bullet recognition is the biggest thing. I don't want to shoot 5 bullets and then my dude the dude dies 0.5 seconds later.
Well, they call it DTK, like time to kill. Yeah, like TTK. Like basically, there are some games that do that simulation of how a bullet tracks and drops, or how an arrow travels and drops, and you have to adjust for that. And some games do that great, and some games don't do that well. And the newer Tomb Raiders do it much better because, the 90s, it was just totally different back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, pet me.
Yeah, I apologize. My good girl. She wants attention. Mama. Chill. But yeah, she, it's Lara Croft is, I think, has to be up there within the best, the
protagonists
in the series.
Yes, Drake, Nathan Drake, her. There's a lot of really good ones, but she's one of the better female ones.
Snake,
for sure.
You have Master Chief.
Yep.
She's up there definitely because like it's not easy to keep a series running and keeping it fresh. Like the first 3 games were good, and then we had a couple bad ones, and then they came back really good with the last.
Couple bad ports. They've had ports of the game, different consoles.
Yeah, very much so.
Me, I play them all on PlayStation, like PS1, PS2. The PlayStation consoles. That's where Eileen says, "What a cute doggy."
Thank you. She's a pain. She don't eat, but she's a fatty. But that's my German Shepherd Rottweiler mix. She's a handful. But yeah, like you said, man, like getting into it, it's definitely one of those franchises that really set the PS2 and PS1 apart because of the hardware they had.
Yes.
And they really helped launch that into everybody's household.
Yeah.
It was one of those games that. Ooh. All right, are we here? Good?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. It just, my thing spun. Just
wanted
to make
sure we're
there. All right. It's one of those franchises that really kicked off the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 to really be in people's homes because people went and seen the movie and were like, oh, they have a game of this? I want to play the game.
Yep.
I want to be Lara Croft. And I think I got a lot of girls in the games too, man, because I remember a few of my friends, who actually were gamers, they loved Tomb Raider. They loved it. Like, they were huge fans of that. And I'm like, well, why that? They're like, when I was a kid, I watched Lara Croft, the Tomb Raider movie with Angelina Jolie. And they're like, and my brother bought the game to it. And I played it with him all the time, and that just spiraled into playing other games.
Yeah.
Or they played Mario and liked Princess Peach. So I think women in video games should be more. There should be a lot more, but make them more realistic. Don't make them into what you want the men to be.
Yeah.
You should make them into their own characters. Don't make, we don't need a female Johnny Cage. That's why I don't like I'll get into the new Mortal Kombat later, but that's why I don't enjoy the new characters.
Well, they also made a second Tomb Raider movie also, I thought.
I would have to check that out. I think it could be, if they made a Tomb Raider, like, all right, have you ever watched the show Peaky Blinders? How it's only like 8 episodes a season.
You mean like a series instead? Yeah,
like a series, but not like a 30-minute episode, and then they run for like 15 episodes a season. You're gonna kill yourself by the time you get to.
No, it's gotta be like 45 minutes, 50 minutes, and
like 45 minutes, like an HBO series or a Star series. Give it an hour, and make it like 6-7 episodes a season, and then let it run for like 4 or 5. And you'll have some great content, because especially if you write it the right way, make it an original story.
If you write it the right way.
Make it an original story. Don't rip it from the game, because as we're seeing, look at The Last of Us. The first 2-3 episodes were good, and at the end of the season you're like, okay.
Because it drags all of it, because the game itself is much longer. It's much longer, actually, till you get to some parts.
I'm like, when you're ripping a game, you're taking a 30-hour game and trying to make it into,
you can't.
A 5-season show, and you can't.
Because it's not easy.
It's not. And so it's really impossible. You're going to have to come up with some original content for it.
And who's going to play the character? Kate Beckinsale.
And that's another thing.
But who's going to play the role?
I thought the girl was her name Ortega, the one that played Friday.
Yeah.
Wednesday in the new Addams Family kind of thing.
Oh, it's a good show.
I thought she looked like Lara Croft, especially in the early versions of the PlayStation 1 version.
Yeah.
Definitely. And she could play a younger Lara Croft also.
Yeah.
Or Zendaya. Zendaya's another one. I think that would fit Lara Croft very well.
Yeah.
I think, they have they can pull off the English accent. They can do what they need to do with it. Because, Lara Croft is from England. She was, in the first one, she was supposed to be from...
Yes.
She is English.
That's where that mansion is.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, it's not too bad. So I wanted to get into that. But give me your take on these games.
Like the Tomb Raider games?
Yeah. That's what we're talking about.
I think they're great. I think they're great platformer RPG shooters. And some of the best things about them. Hold on a second. Comment. Meiko says, "Man, OOTB Sports needs a movie talk show. I'm seeing an idea here. 2 weeks, 2 hosts, 2 weeks, viewer's choice. We are sports and entertainment." What's the last movie I watched? I can't remember at the moment.
I can tell you my girlfriend is a huge horror fan, and she's never watched American Psycho.
Oh, the part where he's in the mirror? That's one of the best parts.
So she's like, wait, she's like, what's American Psycho? I'm like, you're a huge horror fan. You know movies that I've never even seen. And I'm like, and you've never seen American Psycho? So I put it on for her. At the end, the same question she asked that everybody asked.
Yep.
Did he really do it? I'm like, nobody knows. And she's like, what? I'm like, that's the movie. We don't know. Now, if you read the books, it's something different. Yeah.
The books are always different.
Because there's 7 books in the series, and American Psycho is only one of them. And they did make an American Psycho 2, but it was trash.
No, it's not gonna be as good with
Mila Kunis in
Christian.
it.
It was Christian Bale in the first one, I think.
Oh, he's amazing. He's
He's
amazing.
so good.
I was
He
just,
was so good in that movie.
I'm like, yo, I'm like, she's like, what is wrong with this dude? Because he's like, the way he talk, I'm like, dude, he's. Because she was watching the scene where he's with the two girls, and he's just sitting there flexing in the mirror. And she's like, what does he do? I'm like, he's a narcissist. Like, he has an ego. I'm like,
big time.
He, you know, I'm like, this isn't about them. It's about him looking good.
Yep. Even though he's like murdering people. Like,
I love that movie, though. I love it.
It's just such a well-written movie, and they cast it really well.
Is that a raincoat? Well, yes, it is.
Before we get to anything else, I'm going to read one of our sponsors. I'll take this one, and you can take the next one, Evan, okay?
No. I'm just going to say that.
1-800-HURT, 123. If you ever need some, have motor vehicle accident, slip and fall, workman's comp, personal injury claim, call Attorney Big Al Jason Fine at 1-800-HURT, 123. You can give him a call directly 24/7 at 267-962-4895 or Mako at 267-303-7324 for a free consultation. Mako covers the Pittsburgh area, so you can give them a call if you're in that area. They also have that location in the Cherry Hill, New Jersey area, and also Philadelphia, PA area. So if you ever need legal trouble, need some legal help, once again, 1-800-123. Attorney Big Al Jason Fine. Dog's like attacking you over there.
Yeah, man. Well, like I said, I've been working nights now, so when I come home in the morning, I'm sleeping.
Yep.
And like, you know, all right, here. You've already seen this one before. My gray pit. He's
Yep.
He's a daddy's boy, man.
He's a little more calm.
No, he's the one that was biting me under the table.
Well, he just looks.
Oh, I'll show you guys. So, I got literally all three sitting next to me because Daddy's up and at 'em now, and so with Daddy's up and at 'em, they want to come play with Daddy for a little bit.
Yep,
I treat them like they're my babies, man. I love them to death, even though they piss me off sometimes. Stop biting me.
That's the way it is with their puppies too. It's one of those. So when the puppies are younger, that's just the way it's gonna be. But I would say, like, Tomb Raider, probably my favorite one is the first one of the new ones.
Yeah,
the old ones are great and all classic wise, but I thought the gameplay from it's just called Tomb Raider. I think it's like not Rise of Tomb Raider or something like that. It's the very first one, and I thought they did an incredible job in that first game. I thought the last one wasn't as good, but that first one was great. The puzzles are great. The platforming's great. The combat is great. It's high adrenaline rush. You remember the part? You've played the first one, like the new one.
Yeah,
do you remember the part where you're crawling out of the little tunnel, like from underground?
Yeah, the temple was collapsing, right?
Yeah, and you have to like climb out this little hole, and you have to like do the triggers with each hand, and you have to it's like a high adrenaline rush type situations, like Uncharted games.
Yeah,
it's a very similar concept, and I thought they hit it out of the park with the new one that they made.
I'm gonna definitely. I want to do a replay of it because
It's great. I think all three of the new ones are really good. Going back, I gotta relearn how to play the old ones because the old control scheme is not really the same as the newer control schemes.
And the camera angle.
Oh yeah, well that's one of the things about the older Tomb Raider is the camera angle was just not that great. So like you'd be at the wrong camera angle and you would be able to hit your target and you get killed.
Yeah.
Since how many times I've died in the original ones compared to the newer ones. Crazy.
I definitely gotta play it again. But we're about to get into the pick of the week. Because it just dropped a new trailer. I wish we could play it, but we get copyrighted for it. But guys, if you have not seen it, we have not seen it. Mortal Kombat just dropped. Mortal Kombat 1. To reboot the franchise once more again.
That's interesting, I think.
They're rebooting it for the third time. Yeah, go figure. I think, going into it, I picked up Mortal Kombat a little bit later than most of the people who picked up Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Considering how big the first three really were.
Oh man, the first two are gigantic still.
Exactly. You know,
They're just crazy popular.
I'm a little bit of the younger generation, so you got to remember, you know, we are
Yeah,
coming up.
it's a
My
lot. There's
first,
12 of them.
yeah, the first
So
one I picked up was Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance.
yeah.
But I have gone back and replayed all the other Mortal Kombat, and I love the characters.
Oh, they're great.
And I'm a
Scorpion, Raiden, like two of my
huge
faves.
fan of the lore. I played, and I'm a big fan of like you know the 3D generation. Like I know people love Deception. Deception's one of everybody's favorite. You know,
Yeah,
I love Deception. I was a big Armageddon fan. I thought Armageddon was amazing.
yeah,
I played 9 when it first came out. I had DC one too. The
yep, yeah.
Warhammer versus DC. I thought that story was amazing. You know, Midway Games when they did the Mortal Kombat series, they really did knock it out of the park.
Oh, they did
I,
a great job.
I thought when
Great developer.
when Warner Brothers bought them and they were able to partner with DC and get some of DC's writers, that the story really got vamped up and it really came into its own. Well, like I said, I'm a huge fan of the series. What's your favorite character? Give me your top 3 or 5. I don't care.
Scorpion, Raiden, and Sonya.
Okay, that's not bad. That's a little different. Raiden's on everybody's list.
Sonya was good.
My list will go in this way. I like Kenshi.
Kenshi's fun. Yeah.
Blind Swordsman, love him. Noob Saibot.
Yep.
And for my third one, I'm gonna go Raiden, but I do like Sub-Zero too. Sub-Zero is my
Sub-Zero is also awesome. Scorpion, Sub-Zero are all both great.
You know what I hate? Because from like Mortal Kombat 9 all the way up to like 11, Mortal Kombat 9 and 10, both of the trailers was Sub-Zero getting his ass kicked.
Yep.
And I hated it. I was like, no, man, that's some bullshit.
I always like Scorpion. Get over here with that fucking like that chain thing where you pull your enemy towards you.
Yeah, the spear.
It's like the one of the best parts. I love Scorpion. Scorpion's probably my favorite. Raiden's probably my second.
One of my favorite outfits was Deadly Alliance for him, where he actually had the ninja outfit.
Yes.
I thought it was so cool. I'm like, that's
both
awesome.
their outfits are very similar. Scorpion and Sub-Zero's.
Well,
one's just ice, one's just
Scorpion is Japanese, and Sub-Zero is Chinese.
Yeah, I got you. Yep.
And a lot of people don't know that. Scorpion, Baraka, and OG Raiden. Raider.
Yep, original Raiden from 1. Baraka was good too. Baraka was tough.
Baraka was cool. Baraka was cool.
I like Baraka, yeah.
But if I'm gonna go bad guys, my top bad guys is probably Noob. I like Noob. He's just because like Noob is the old Sub-Zero who got killed.
Yeah.
And then Saibot is the shadow side of him.
Yeah.
So they're two people. Smoke.
Yep.
Smoke was cool. And I'm gonna go with Cabal.
Cabal is good. You see, me, I'm more of a fan of the originals like Goro and his old crew and all that. Because me,
Kintaro.
I played 1, 2, and 3 a ton. Then in the middle, I really played a lot. I played 9, I played 10. I haven't played 11 or 12.
11 is the biggest trash I've ever played in my life. I am
11,
mad.
10's good.
10's good. I didn't like the story to 10. After 9, the story really fell off for me because I'm like, holy shit, they just killed Liu Kang. Holy shit, they just killed half them. Like, what are we gonna have? And I thought that was building into like Kai coming in, like all the newer guys that Kenshi, like they're gonna be the next wave. But and then you get through 10 and you see Liu Kang and Katana as the leader of the underworld, and Dark Raiden emerges, and was like, "You better heed my warning because I'm not gonna just wait by for you to attack me." He's like, "If I feel you're a threat, I'm gonna wipe out your entire fucking realm."
Yeah,
I was like, "Okay, Raiden, okay," because like when he went Dark Raiden in the original series, we didn't talk. He didn't talk much.
No,
he just came back and he was corrupted. You're like, well, why is his lightning red? Oh, he was corrupted. What does that mean? He's corrupted.
I don't like that.
You see his personality change. Like there are fates worse than death, and he just holds up Shinnok's head and drops it. I
Yeah.
was like, I was
What
sitting at
the
the edge of my
hell?
seat. I was like, I can't wait for 11 to come out. 11 comes out, I dropped $100 on the platinum version.
Yeah.
8 hours later, I want my money back.
Oh god, that's the
I'm like,
worst when you
this
buy a game and you're
story.
like, oh, this sucks.
I'm like, this story. Fuck. I'm not the one that plays the arcade, or the. I played arcade ladders.
It's like the ladder. It's like the where you fight every single opponent.
No, the tower
Yeah.
challenges and shit. I
Hmm.
don't do that shit. I don't got enough time
You know what I always
and
liked? I always like where you
patience.
gotta like chop through the wood or chop like through the
Test your might.
test your might with like either your fist or your palm
All right,
or
hold
like
on.
that. Yeah.
What about Mortal Kombat chess for deception?
Oh my god, chess. Like I never really played it, but it was an interesting idea.
And then Mortal Kombat 11 had, or not 11. Mortal Kombat Armageddon had the like Mario Kart race.
It's a funny idea, but me I wouldn't be I wasn't really into that stuff. You know what I'm saying? The coolest thing about the new ones though, the execute the what's it called? The finishers are great.
Fatalities.
The fatalities are great. They have like the minor fatalities, and they show like the bones breaking and but the fatalities. That's the coolest thing about the new ones is how they do the
I'm not gonna lie.
fatalities.
One of my favorite
It's
people they added
crazy.
was Spawn. Spawn deserves to be in the Mortal Kombat series.
Yeah, why not?
And Freddy was in 9. You had Jason in 10. Leatherface in 11. I'm like, who are you gonna add next? Chucky? Like, I'm like, you might as well just buy a third. Warner Brothers owns a lot of
Hellraiser.
horror. They own a lot of like horror movies. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
I'm like, you already did a superhero version of Mortal Kombat. Why not do a horror version?
You should do
I'm
that.
like, with all the like major. I'm like, you can make it the goriest thing ever. I'm like, both games are pretty gory except for Injustice. I'm
Yeah,
like,
the
but,
newer ones were. Yeah, Injustice is really like that, but like 9, 10, and 11 are all very gory, very bloody, very it's
I'm
very
telling you,
violent.
one of my favorite. It's called
Like,
one of my favorite fatalities is called Wishbone, and it's like new Cybot. His Cybot comes up, and they both grab an arm and a leg, and they rip the dude apart from the bottom, split him in half.
yep.
And all you see is them split him in half, and the head's just like and splits. I'm like, that's cool. I'm like, you gotta be a sick dude to like think of like all these things that they can do.
Yep. It's
And
crazy. It's
I'm like,
ridiculous.
whoever came up with these fatalities needs to be checked into a fucking mental institution.
Yep.
But
Some of them are really sadistic.
there is a rumor that because Ed Ed Boon and Tobias what's his name? It's Tobias something. He's the co-founder of Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly, he will be coming back for the first time since Mortal Kombat 4. So I want to see where it comes because I have John Tobias. That's what it is. I think his name's John Tobias. He is coming back to the series after almost 25 years away.
It's not a bad thing.
And if you ever get the chance, if you guys are real Mortal Kombat fans out there and you follow the lore, if you ever get to hear his script for Mortal Kombat 5, which is Deadly Alliance and on, it's a really different. I like concepts. I like reading about concepts that never came to be.
Well, yeah, because they scrap an entire concept in the game, they totally redo it.
Dude, he has like a 500-page story from Mortal Kombat 5 and 6.
Got a comment here. Oh man, Maker says, "Oh man, I would love if Chucky was in it." Start the game. Hey Raider, want to play?
Yeah, dude, Raiden's so cool, man.
I love Raiden.
The one part of Raiden I really like, because everybody always used to use Raiden in like Deadly Alliance and stuff like that. I never really played with him. When I played 9 and I had to play as him, the one part when Kung Lao gets his neck snapped by Shao Kahn, and you just see Raiden go full God mode, like, I will rip the bones from your flesh. I was like, yeah, Raiden. I was like, power the fuck up, power the fuck up. I was like, he's hulking up, he's hulking up. I was waiting for it, and then Liu Kang just got to come in and just kick him out of nowhere. I'm like, come on, man. Like, but we're gonna get into our second sponsorship here, and I'll take this one. Monkey Cold Coffee. Damn, waiting for the slide here.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I was thinking about Mortal Kombat. Okay.
Here at Monkey Cold Coffee, our partners, they make some delicious fused coffee. The newest one being a toasted coconut rum. They also have a blended chocolate bourbon flavor. Great for hot coffee. Great for cold brews. Very intense flavors. If you go to the website and you like to order some coffee, use the promo code OTBS Sports and get 10% off your purchase. Over here, they're family to us, man. They make a great product. Everybody on this network uses it, and it's some of the best flavored coffee I think I've ever tasted. Folgers doesn't even match up. I'm telling you that now. The roasted coconut rum is probably the best flavor I've tasted, and I'm not a coconut fan, but in a cold brew, it's just so good. Get you up in the morning, get you going. Coffee's good strength, and I can't say enough good things about them. But if you want to get some good coffee, some good quality coffee, use our promo code OTBS Sports at monkeycoldcoffee.com.
Yeah, I want to get their cold brew thing. I was watching like a video of that, like making it and shaking it up. I like that. That's cool for the summertime.
Man, I had just a little bit of cream to mine, but the coconut pops so much in the coffee already.
The flavor. Yeah.
So I'm like, I just need a little bit of cream to lighten up because I can't just drink dark cold brew.
I don't drink black coffee. My best friend is like, you should drink. I'm like, nope.
I can't. It's so bitter. I'm like black coffee in general is just bitter. This one has a little bit of a taste to it.
Yeah.
But I'm not much of a hot coffee drinker because like when you drink a hot coffee, you're like
even if it's like 95 degrees out, I drink hot coffee.
I gotta drink a cold brew.
It's just what I'm using. Unless it's like really hot out and I'm outside, then I'll do that. But typically, it's always hot coffee.
I'm scared to reach like 35 because my dad was always like, "Here, grab me an iced tea, or grab me a soda, grab me some water or something, or Gatorade, whatever."
Yeah.
And then I stayed with him for like a couple of weeks, and he's like, "Well, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm making coffee." I'm like, "It's 3 PM." And then he reached that pinnacle age where like, he's the old man ordering coffee at like 8:00 at night in a restaurant. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, he's that old guy.
I'll drink a cup of coffee at like 6 p.m. 5 p.m.
I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I just want coffee. I'm like, why do you want coffee at 8:00 at night? No,
Trust me. When you reach like 40 or so, you're like, I need a cup of coffee. Just watch.
Don't you put that jinx on me.
It's just gonna happen. I just know it happened to me.
I just seen a picture
I used to not drink coffee later at night, and now I drink it like after 3, like a lot. No wonder I'm up to like 3.
And I'm like, I seen a picture. It was like Homer Simpson just sleeping, but he's like this, just sleeping. And it's like one day you're young, and the next day you're sleeping like this. I'm like, damn it, I'm getting old. I literally just turned 24, and I feel like I'm ancient.
All right, we got a comment here. This is a long one. Out of the box sports, we say, for your information, anyone who spends $50 or more on monkeycoldcoffee.com, use promo OTBS will receive a free Monkey Cold Coffee shirt from OTBS out of the box sports.
Oh wow!
But do they have my size? That is the question.
Yeah, Dan's an extra medium.
Because I was told they make them kind of small. I'm a 2XL. 2XL. So
Dan is an extra medium.
I probably look like more in a tutu, like a tube top, like with that size. Got another comment. Matches below it says, my dad drinks coffee all day, night, winter, fall, spring, and summer.
Well, tell him to go to monkeycoldcoffee.com and buy him some coffee. Tell him to use the promo code. But getting back into
Hold on. 2 more comments. 4 cups a day. Oh my goodness. No wonder why Ken's like, yeah, we got the Batcave. Talk about the Mets. Talking like he's always like, Ken, you're always like so amped up. He's always like so full of energy, and that's why.
Oh, speaking of Ken, happy belated birthday, Ken. I know your birthday passed a couple days ago. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
You know,
Absolutely.
you're one of my favorite people on this network, man. I'm glad I met you. I'm glad we get to do it. And guess what? Raiders Giants, we're going to be doing a co-host show. Coming soon, June 16th at 10:30 p.m. The Atomic Drop Podcast. Yes, talking all wrestling. WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor.
Yep, absolutely.
Maybe some old school stuff, too, to throw in there.
It's going to be fun. You know,
So,
me, I'm more of a classic wrestling fan than the new stuff. So
I don't mind old wrestling, but I can't see Hulk just hulking up every 5 minutes and doing the same thing. Like every match was the same before 1994.
I wouldn't say that.
Like I like watching the old, Dusty and the old, Ric Flair matches. They're cool and all that. But like I want to see somebody get hit with a chair once in a while.
Well, back then when Macho Man got bit by the snake, that would never happen today. Like Mankind like going off the top of the cage, they would never allow that today. Some of the stuff they allowed back then, they would never do today. They would never do some of the stuff in the 70s, 80s.
You know why?
Absolutely not.
This is the one problem I had with it because wrestlers are not unionized. There's no universal health care for them. They're not unionized.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to go out and make an impact, and nobody told you to like if your boss said, "Yo, I want you to go off the cage tonight and fucking do a head dive," and you're like, "All right," then you got hurt, then they should take care of you. But if you're like, "Yo, I want this match to be good. Let's do something crazy," that's your own fucking fault. You wanted to get over. You wanted to get over so bad, and then 20 years down the line, you're like, "Well, my neck hasn't been the same since that fall. I want to do the WWE."
Yeah,
no,
what wrestlers don't realize, you have to there's a safety factor to it, which some people don't realize, and they go through a lot of physical, like, it's rough. It can't be that easy hitting the mat like
coming
that.
From my father, who has been a professional wrestler for almost 30
Probably
years.
Rough. Rough, man.
Dude, I've watched him come home,
bruises,
cuts on his head,
all over the like. Just
watch him get hit with a kitchen sink. Literally.
I'm telling you, back then, like when we start that stream, I'm telling you, some of the stuff back then was just absolutely crazy. I was watching one more thing about it, and we'll get back on track. I was watching. They used to do the bench press challenges, where they were like bench, and Vince McMahon had like this sweatsuit on, like no suit. He had like these baggy sweatpants, those old 90s sweaters with like the big sleeves and stuff. And some of the stuff they did, they just would never do today. There's just no originality back as much as there used to be. Eileen says, I watched a few episodes of WWE Most Wanted Treasure Story, and they were trying to get back the old DX truck they used to invade WCW. Yeah,
great moment.
Trying to find some of that stuff, like they were like Eileen says, that show, they're trying to find Macho Man's pickup monster truck that he came into the ring, entrance with, the like yellow and red monster truck, and they could only find the hat, couldn't find the truck, just the big hat.
Oh, that truck's probably scrap by now.
Oh, probably, but man,
you know what? I know there's one thing I would want to find, and I was a huge Road Warriors fan growing up. My dad bought me the DVD when they did their documentary after Hulk passed away, and I watched them. I'm like, they were so cool back then. Like, I thought they would, And in the documentary, they talk about when LOD 2000 came back with Sonny.
Yeah.
And Hulk didn't like his hockey mask that got custom made for him, so he grabbed it and threw it into the crowd. That helmet is one of one. There's no other ones like it.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's what I want to find.
Yeah, like they had this cape that he wore twice. Like when Hogan and him like joined together, and it
Yeah.
was like power. I forget what they were called, but they found the cape. It was red and yellow, and it's like the only one in existence. And it was cool to see something like that. Finding that old stuff is tough. Like finding
I
that
remember
old memorabilia is not easy.
Kane, Glenn Jacobs, he like had all his Kane stuff from like back in the day,
Hmm.
and so they offered him like all this money for all these things and stuff like that.
There
And he
we go.
sold it, and he actually sold it for Children's Hospital of Tennessee.
That's pretty
But
nice.
he's a great dude, and like I actually met him in Mega Powers,
Mega Powers. That's it. That was it. It's Tim
and
Placid for
I
a
was able to
second.
meet him, Edge, and I want to believe it was all right, it was Kane, Edge. I
That
seen
must have been awesome.
Undertaker, but I seen him in San Antonio airport.
Yeah.
I seen him in San Antonio, and I asked for a picture. And I wish my mom's phone was still active, and she lost her phone like a year later. But I had pictures of me with them
That's
at the San
pretty
Antonio
awesome.
airport. But yeah, getting back on track with Mortal Kombat. Let me finish up on this. Mortal Kombat 1 just dropped its trailer. If you guys go watch it. But give me your favorite Mortal Kombat. I know you say 1, 2, and 3 were kind of your favorites.
Probably two.
2.
I would say two.
I'm gonna say probably the most time spent was on 9, which is like the first
Yeah, the
reboot.
newer ones I haven't played as much. The 1, 2, and 3 I played hours and hours and beyond hours on it.
Just know every combo. I always,
Yep.
I
The
always like
cheat
mess.
codes too, up, down, left, right, like all that kind of stuff. Genesis days, Nintendo days. No, if it
Wasn't
was
it
on
like?
Nintendo.
Was it like Nintendo? No, Genesis had the blood code, and
Yeah,
Nintendo didn't.
yeah. You on Genesis you could enter those directional pad codes.
Yeah,
Yeah, those like 10 buttons you had to
I
do
think
it like
I
real
didn't know if it
quick.
was Nintendo that had the blood code. They had like because I remember the first one.
It was Genesis too had it because that's what I played on. Got a comment here. You guys like play the wrestling video games like the
Hell
new
yes, I
one?
like playing
Yeah,
wrestling.
the old ones are probably the newest one is pretty good. The last two,
Yeah.
but the classic ones are probably the better ones.
Listen here, I know he's not on this network, but Pat Bernard told a funny story about skipping school to play Here Comes the Pain. And Here Comes the Pain was one of the first wrestling games I ever played. I was
Yep.
a huge SmackDown vs. Raw fan, but people don't remember
Oh, that was huge, that game.
from not just bring it, Shut Your Mouth all the way until I want to say SmackDown vs. Raw 2008.
Yep.
They did not miss those.
Oh, they
Each one of
hit a
those
home run
games,
every time. Yeah.
it was a home run.
Yep.
2009 was kind of 2010 was good. 2011 was good. WWE 12 was good. And then the 2K series, I didn't like the design, like the look of it. I didn't
The
play
last
13.
two are really good.
I didn't
Well,
play
they're
13
better.
or 14. I bought 15. 15 was trash. I didn't play 16. I played 17.
People say 17 was good.
17 was good. 18 was 19
20,
was very good.
20 was bad.
20 was horrible. And then they skipped 21. 22 and 23 were
Or good.
amazing.
Yeah, they're
And I
good. Like
can't
the
wait.
showcase is great.
I cannot wait. I just got my Xbox back. I'm actually going to be buying it probably next week. Yeah, they're made by the same studio, Ken.
Yep.
They're
Yeah, Konami.
no.
Well, that's the original Mortal Kombat. Who's making the new one?
Warner Brothers.
Oh, that's right. They bought them out. I forgot.
And it wasn't Konami who made them. It was
The first one. First three.
yeah, on the arcade, yeah, but not.
Yeah. That's what
It
I
was
mean.
Midway Games.
Yes.
Midway Games was the producer of Mortal Kombat for a long time, but Warner Brothers bought out. They didn't buy out Midway, but they bought the rights to Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And they bought Midway's subsidiary that was. It was kind of what before NetherRealm Studios was.
Mm-hmm.
So NetherRealm Studios became a subsidiary of Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers has the rights to DC Comics.
Yeah.
So they made an Injustice game. Well, first it was Mortal Kombat versus DC, and then they came out with Injustice 1.
And then
So
there's a second one too, isn't there?
yeah,
The second Injustice game.
yeah. Well, there's gonna be a third one too.
Yeah, I can't say I've played a lot of games like Mortal Kombat in a while. I'm more of the classic ones.
Well, Street Fighter has its nerdy fans.
I was playing the new one, the demo for the new one, Street Fighter 6. Yeah, they're making a Street Fighter 6 also. That you mentioned Street Fighter. That's two parts.
If I had to pick
it's too cartoony
game,
for me.
Yeah, I don't like their combo system. Their combo system's so weird. Like
it's different.
It's very different.
I was more a fan of Tekken.
I like Tekken. You know which one I'm a real fan of? Dead or Alive.
Dead or Alive is good, and also
their hit
Killer Instinct also is a pretty good.
Oh, there has been a Killer Instinct game in years.
No, there's a free-to-play one. It's the past 5 years they released it, but it's free to play.
Well, now for me, I like.
People say it's good.
Dead or Alive 5 was the last one I played. I don't know if they came out with a new one. I haven't.
I have no idea.
But I remember playing Dead or Alive, and I was always a Hayabusa fan. Tekken was fun, man. I like Tekken.
Tekken was fun. Like Tekken was like one of the first.
I was a King
after
fan.
Mortal Kombat. I played King. That. Yeah.
King
but
was
Street Fighter, cool. Tekken, and Mortal Kombat are like the three main ones.
I will admit, Street Fighter's got one of my favorite characters, and that's Asuma.
Yeah, I like Blanca.
Blanca was cool.
I always liked them.
Akuma was my favorite because when he turns into Oni, he looks so badass.
Yeah.
I was like, he looks so badass. I was like, that's not bad. I want to play that as him. But Akuma was just cool. Man. I like the way he looks. Tekken with Jin, I thought he was pretty cool. What was the other one? Hariyama. Hariyama was pretty cool. But I thought, Killer Instinct. Wait, what was it? What was Balrog from? That wasn't Street Fighter? Was that Killer Instinct? No,
it might have been Killer Instinct.
Balrog was pretty cool. Street Fighter Zangief.
Oh, yeah.
I always like the wrestlers, dude. I'm like, the wrestlers were always cool back in the day.
Yeah.
Speaking of fighting games, there's one I've been watching recently, and I want to know if you know it. Def Jam.
No.
You've never played Def Jam? It's like a fighting game with rappers.
Actually, I haven't. No.
All right, you're gonna be home today. Look up Def Jam Vendetta and Def Jam Fight for New York.
That's interesting. I didn't even know it existed.
It started as a WCW game.
That's interesting.
But when WCW went under, they lost the licensing to WCW. So they're like, we got this new engine and we have nothing to do with it. What do we do?
Yeah.
And so they made a game with rappers in it, like Ludacris. I think Snoop Dogg's like the villain in the second one in the Fight for New York.
That's weird.
They got a good story, and the violence in it is so much fun. Like the fighting in it.
I have Def Jam. Yeah, it's an older game for sure.
Man, Vendetta was good, but Fight for New York was different. There's this one finisher in it, and you have to knock your opponent out. You can't just get his health down and hit him.
Yeah.
You have to hit him with a special move, like a hard hit move. Like you gotta slam his head into something, but you always have a finisher. The one finisher was you have his legs up, he's on the ground. You have his legs up, and you swing yourself up, and kick under his back and flip him. And I'm like, what is this? I'm like, what is this? Henry Rollins from the heavy metal, he's in it. I'm like, what kind of game is this? And my friend turned me on to the game. I was like, wow, I cannot believe this game exists. So I made my dude a wrestler, Fat Joe, the rapper's in it. His name's Crack.
Yeah.
And his finisher is a power bomb. And he power bombs you 4 times and just kills you. Yeah. And he was one of the hardest bosses in the game. But it's a real good game. It has a good story to it. There's like variety to the match types. Like
Yeah.
you may be on a 2-on-2 tag team match, but it's not like a match. It's like a barroom brawl.
Yeah.
But you definitely gotta check it out, man. Like it's such a good game. It's not even funny.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Any other fun games you want to talk about, brother?
Not that I know of. Let's see. What was I playing? Hogwarts. I've been playing that.
All right, let me ask you a question on the Hogwarts game. Like the little things you gotta like move to make the pattern. Have you figured out that pattern thing yet? Cause
Uh-huh.
I haven't done that. I just go around.
Basically, what you have to do is you just have to do the pattern, but you have to keep the left stick at a certain speed. Otherwise, the thing
No,
will
no, no.
catch
I'm talking
up.
about the hit like the doors, and you gotta like turn the styles to match the like they'll give you a code on top of the door.
Oh, I haven't done that yet, but I know how to do it. I just haven't figured out the codes yet.
No,
Because there's certain numbers for the symbols.
yeah, and I don't know that.
I haven't
So
been able to figure
what I
that
do
out
is
just yet.
I'll set because there's always two.
Yeah.
I'll set the 1-to-1 and then go over to the right and go all the way through the cylinder. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. Go all the way through the cylinder until the door opens.
I always need to play it on PC and have it like on the side on another screen, so I could be like, because if I know what the symbols are, right to the numbers, then I'll be able to get
I
it.
read through. I'm like,
I
I don't
haven't
know.
done it yet though.
I read through. I'm like, I don't understand this. What does this mean?
I
I'm
tried
like,
going back and forth.
I couldn't understand it. Maybe I'm just stupid. I think I am, but like I said, like recently I've been trying to fix my Xbox 360. Come to find out, I needed somebody dropped it during the move, and now my
Yep.
RF module in my 360 is not working. So now I have to take the RF module off and then put a new one on, which is like $30. But it pretty much does not connect my controllers
Oh
wirelessly
jeez.
or wired. It
Yeah.
doesn't recognize controllers, and it doesn't light up. Like it will power on, but the green light around the power button doesn't turn on. So the whole
Really?
RF module, it's like a real rare occurrence because I've only found one forum that tells me what's wrong with it,
Yeah.
and there's no videos on YouTube on how to replace it. I think there's one, and it's like this usually happens if it was dropped and it can't recover it.
Yeah.
Dude, I went out and bought a boom battery pack, a new batteries, like everything.
Let me
And
guess, it didn't work.
no, I just gotta go buy the RF module. I gotta order it, and then I gotta take it apart and fix it. So it's really crazy.
Hold on, what's that comment? You are arriving game. Nintendo Wii Boogie.
But you know what? I tell you, man, what we wanted to do here next week, we wanted to do it, but we can't. We're gonna try to figure out a way to do it. Karaoke. We're gonna do karaoke, and Dan's gonna sing "Careless Whisper" by Michael.
If everyone wants to throw up and their
So
ears bleed, yeah, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying?
but me and Paul Spencer are gonna figure out a way that we can get it done.
Yep.
So
I'm
I
gonna
want
read.
to.
Got another sponsor real quick. I'll read this one.
Sure thing.
This is for our boy Ken Fry, host of the Bat Cave, host of the Vegas Sports Scene, and he will also be on Atomic Drop. I'm sure. I'm positive. Correct. Someone correct me. I think he will be. We got to
He
figure that out.
will.
But not your average James. His daughter plays for a travel softball league. They're looking for donations and sponsors to help for travel, equipment, and all that stuff for the upcoming year because gas is ridiculously expensive. You got pay for the field, pay to line the field, pay for the equipment. So it gets expensive these days. It's not like 1990 where everything was like cheap and affordable. But if you want to help them out, not your average Janes, with donations, equipment, so they can go play their games, go kick some ass. So you contact Ken Fry directly, or Paul Spencer at Out of the Box Sports. So support not your average Janes if you're interested in helping out. Evan fell asleep over there. It's like, oh, you're taking too long. You're taking too long reading that. And then one other tidbit of information we're going to give out. I'll read this one too. Here at Out of the Box Entertainment, If you're looking to do a podcast, looking to do streaming, looking to do something like that on your own, we can always get you started. Whatever team you like, if it's something you're interested in. I know it's not for everybody, but contact Paul Spencer at 267-303-7324 or at Out of the Box Sports on Twitter, on Facebook, um, on YouTube as well. I think you can message people on there. So, if you're ever interested in streaming, do anything like that, contact us at Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. Okay. All right. There we go. You're muted, sir.
My apologies. Yeah, don't join if you're a Cowboys fan. I'm just putting it out there. We have enough.
Or Eagles. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, we have enough of them too.
We need some new blood. Oh, I got some comments here.
Let's go. Bring the comments up.
Coming soon, like I said before, best podcast at 10:30 with Ken Fry and Dave Yarnell talking past, present, and future WWE.
And
that show's gonna be fun on June 16th.
Oh yes, because I'm gonna mess with Dave. I'm going to mess with Dave, and Dave, I am telling you in the future, that show you better be prepared for, because I'm going to mess with you.
It's all in fun, right?
Yes.
You gotta have a little
nothing
fun.
malicious.
It's like heated sports debates or football debates that we've had.
This is all in good fun because Dave Yarnell is a goober, and he loves wrestling so much, and I like messing with him. And I have found out a tad bit of information about him that is so funny that...
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Let's just say he thinks he's a sexy boy.
That song. I got that song stuck in my head now. My God, that song.
I swear to God, if the first episode is not him introducing himself with that song on, wearing leather chaps and doing the whole shebang, I am not watching it.
That's actually a great idea.
They better come out like with entrance music, doing the dance, the shebang, everything.
Yeah, he loves HBO. He loves him.
Yeah, he actually has a tattoo.
It's his favorite. Which it's not surprising. He was awesome.
Listen, I was always a huge like growing up. I'll just talk about wrestling for a sec. I was a huge Rob Van Dam fan. Rob Van Dam was my favorite wrestler. He was, I think, one of the most innovative wrestlers ever. Like, watching some of the stuff he did, I'm like, I don't know how you come up with kicking a chair into somebody's face. Oh. And the best one I've seen was him versus Jeff Hardy against, I think it was Invasion, when he was on his knees, jumped up to his feet, and then kicked it into Jeff Hardy's face, and Jeff Hardy just went right into the abyss. I was like, he disappeared.
That's why I tell you, the older stuff is just the better stuff. It's just
you miss the unprotected the headshots. When you heard that,
goodness,
heard that. Like what was the one when JBL beat up Blue Meanie at One Night Stand? And and Stevie Richards the next week cracked him over the head with a chair so hard. Like it echoed in a full arena.
They play no games.
Like, I'm sorry, if any of the fans out there don't know what I'm talking about, go look up Blue Meanie versus JBL and look at that receipt he got. It is the most gnarliest headshot of a chair I've ever seen.
Who can Ken be?
Oh, Ken? I'm trying to think who he looks like.
Mankind?
No. Ken's kind of tall.
This is goatee.
Ken could be Arn Anderson.
Yeah. Not the same, similar goatee and stuff. Yeah, similar facial hair.
Ken's gonna be Arn Anderson.
Yeah, another thing, just about one more thing about wrestling is the promos back then were so great. They're so top notch. Now they're like not as good, but back then they were unbelievable.
All right, well, I'll finish up with this. Okay. Oh shit! I gotta remember the line to it. Keep talking. I gotta remember the line.
Well, I'm gonna go over our schedule then real quick while you think of it. It'll take me 30 seconds.
I got 30 seconds, right?
More than 30 seconds. The Box Sport Entertainment has something for everybody. This is our weekly schedule. Check us out if you're a fan of one of these teams or interested in one of the sports in general. Sully Squad, which is on tonight at 6 p.m. They do an excellent show. They're a really good show tonight. 6 p.m. Mondays. Us, Joystick Junkies, 8 p.m. on Mondays. Self-explanatory. Tuesday, 8 p.m. Extra Innings tomorrow night. Talking all baseball, National League and American League. Wednesday, the Back Cave with Ken Fry at 10 a.m. Dem 215 boys with our boy Miiko, his Cowboys. College Football Frenzy Wednesday 8 p.m. Thursday 8 p.m. for a Locker Room podcast. Fight Club 215. Friday Big Pool Power will be on at 8. Talking Giants next week, and Ken Fry again on Vegas sports scene. So check us out if you're interested in any of our shows. The Box Sports Entertainment. Okay, come on, you ready?
I just had it. Give 1 second.
Uh oh. He's Googling.
Got it.
Yes, he's totally Googling.
Hard work pays off. Dreams do come true. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do. Have a good night, everybody.
I like that. Take care, everybody. Oh, shit. Okay.